for the first time in years, my wife says, "I know what you're playing," and that's huge for me. That's
Mm.
absolutely huge.
Yeah. Hello, welcome. Ian O'Brien here again, and I'm having a chat with Martin Heavey. We've been working together on his guitar playing now for a year, so it's at that point in time we're going to go forward and continue to develop Martin's playing. But it's a good point to check in, talk about the progress he's made over the last year, and how he did it really, because I think been some interesting stuff that's cropped up, and I think he's doing fantastic. So, cheers for joining us, Martin.
No problem. Thank you.
Cool. Let's start with then some questions.
Okay.
We had a chat about a year ago. Um, where were you with your guitar playing at that point in time when we first talked?
Um, I think I was at a roadblock. I think is probably what you probably described it as. I've described myself as an owner of guitars, but never really a guitar player. I own three or four guitars. I've tried various processes to learn. If you go back to the first time I picked up a guitar, I was about 14.
Hmm.
So you could probably say I've been trying to learn to play the guitar for something like 50 years.
And so you had a guitar back then when you were
Yeah,
14.
yeah, back then, as around the age of 14, um, my parents bought me a classical guitar. It was a classical guitar with nylon strings. At that time, as a 14-year-old in the 70s, we were all discovering rock music. We were all discovering, we're all discovering the joys and the noises you could make with an electric guitar. And I was given this thing as a Christmas gift. I went to school where the music teacher was teaching basic guitar, and he was teaching people to, let's say, strum a few chords. And after a while, I simply got bored with it because it didn't make the noise I wanted it to make. It didn't do what I wanted it to do. So, like most toys you get to a 14-year-old, they end up in a loft like everything else, and where is it now? No idea.
I was going to ask you if you still had that one. And what were you listening to? So you were discovering rock and roll. What were there particular
Well,
songs or bands that you were like?
this was this would be let's say 1974, 75. This was the start of glam rock. This was the start of Slade and other such things that young boys were interested in. And at the time, I was just about getting to the point where I was getting introduced to heavier rock music. Led Zeppelin was a huge thing. Uh, a friend of mine had an older brother, and he came home with the latest Led Zeppelin album that literally blew my mind at sort of 14 and 15. And wow, what's this? And to me, it was huge. So from there, I watched every live band I could find. We even went to see Zeppelin at Nebworth in '79, which is a bit of a claim to fame.
Mm.
Um, and I watched the local rock bands down the local working man's clubs. I went to see as many bands as I could lay my hands on. I went to see, went to see Zeppelin, went to see um, Pink Floyd, went to see Uriah Heep. Uriah Heep was a particular favourite band of the time,
Nice.
and I turned into a sort of let's say denim wearing rocker.
And so was there from those kind of teenage years, you obviously went to gigs, really fell in love with a lot of great
Yeah,
music,
fell in love with
were
a lot
in
of great
some
music.
great places at great times.
Yeah, yeah.
Were you, was there a clean break between then and picking up the guitar more recently, or did you pick it up in between and have a go, or?
I picked it up in between, on and off, for a number of years, but never really had, let's say, sufficient. We all call it time, but commitment to be able to make it go beyond just noodling around with a few chords.
Hmm.
I've probably been able to play a G for the last 50 years, but never, let me think. But from there, I've owned guitars for many years, and again, just noodled about with it. Never really played anything that you would call a complete song. About 15 years ago, I joined a night school after hours school class to learn again to do it more properly. And that lasted 2 or 3 years. And again, I could knock out a few chords and I could play a few basic melodies. But again, got frustrated. I had probably 3 hours or 3 years of evening night school. And at the end of it, if you'd said to me, can you play a complete song? The answer was always no, because
Mm.
there was always a barrier of somebody give me a chord sheet and say play that, and I'd go, what's a strumming pattern? No idea. So I'd play around at something, and I'd pick it up and bash a few chords out, and somebody would say, okay, if you play this, this, and this, then it will sound like the song, and it never did. It never ever sounded like the song, which quickly then leads to frustration and boredom.
Mm.
Because you just keep playing the same thing, same strumming pattern, dirty, 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 dirty. And if somebody said, play me something, I can play the melody for A Jude as a single picking piece.
Mm-hmm.
That was always, if somebody said, there's a guitar on the wall, play something. And I could tinkle out Hey Jude, and they go, oh, great. Anything else? No, I went back on the wall. That was it. That was it.
Yeah.
And after 3 years of night school, I could play A Jude, and that was it. And I
Yeah,
think,
the vocal melody
yeah, the vocal melody.
on the guitar. I'm with you. It's funny you say that because I did ask you that question a year ago. Can
Yeah.
you play a song all the way through?
And simple answer, no, never could.
I see. But you still wanted to do it. Like it's been a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
You still
And
had the
I've always wanted to do it. Part of it has been my, let's say, own inability to commit the time and commitment to it, because like many things in life, you try, life gets in the way.
mm,
Things happen. You you end up going to night school to learn qualifications for work. I spent in my, let's say, in my midlife, I spent a lot of time at evening college at college learning professional qualifications.
mm,
So I had the ability and the, let's say, the brain power, if that's the right phrase, to commit myself to learning something, but that took up such a huge amount that there really wasn't time or energy for anything else.
yeah, I'm with you. And
It,
that was one of the big reasons we started talking, right?
yeah,
You still wanted to do it, and there was some more time.
and now I'm retired. The big, let's say, the barrier of having to learn other things has gone now. So I now have the time to be able to learn something for me.
Yeah, that's
And that,
amazing.
yeah,
So this spans like even before your entire career. Like you picked the guitar up at 14 before, sort of work existed, or hopefully. And
yeah,
and now we're the other side of that. It's like a different phase of life. Got the
different
drive
phase.
to do it.
Yeah,
So picked the guitar up a year ago. We had a chat. You knew a G chord. You could play some single notes,
yeah,
but we didn't have a song. We couldn't. We didn't have a
no,
song we could
no,
play.
didn't have a song.
So what's your journey been like working together, implementing the guitar process over the year?
Um, I've loved the ability to be able to play a complete song, to have somebody provide me with the tools to be able to take what was, to me, the chords I could knock out. I could probably play 5 or 6 open chords, but I didn't have the knowledge or the ability or the direction from others to steer that as to how to turn that into a song. It was just noodling, for want of better description.
Hmm.
Yeah, I could sit on the guitar and bash a few chords out. Okay. And people would say to me, "What did you just play?" I didn't play anything. It was just chords. Chord progressions. I played lots of chord progressions, but turn it into a song? No, never did. And the process has enabled me to take a song. I love the fact that there are hundreds of songs. I love the fact that I can dig into the process and read through and go, actually, yeah, I like that one, and pick it out. And I can pick it out by the level. I can pick it out by the chords that are in it. I can pick it out by the strum pattern. And some have been completed. Some have been, I wouldn't say failures, but some have reached a little bit of a roadblock that I've had to park and
Hmm.
say, okay, that's maybe a little bit later. We'll park that one for a bit, come back to it. But I can probably now play maybe 14 songs all the way through with the guitar, and somebody can recognize what I'm playing. For the first time in years, my wife says, "I know what you're playing," and that's huge for me. That's
Hmm.
absolutely huge.
Yeah, I think so too. How does that feel?
Feels great. Feels really good. It's liberating almost. It feels really good to be able to put effort into something that actually has a recognizable result.
Yeah,
One of,
absolutely.
one of
We
the
need
things
that.
with music, yeah, I really mean that. One of the things with music is it's very easy to put fairly considerable effort of time and brain power into it and not come out the other end with anything recognizable.
Yeah.
And that's almost where we all fall over. You've practiced for a week and done all the things that the book says. I've got cupboardfuls of books. The book says do this, so you do this, and at the end of it, you play that for a family member and say, "I've learnt this from the book," and they go, "No idea what you were playing." And that one sentence is so deflating. Okay then.
Yeah, that's a punch, isn't it? And so you've
Yeah.
seen that side of it, you've had that experience. Now you're picking the guitar up, complete songs, people recognize them, your wife recognizes songs you're playing.
Yeah.
Um, in terms of in terms of levels in the process, the color coding and stuff, we started with the white pick level, didn't we? We started with the foundations.
Start with the foundation. Um, I almost we had a discussion about whether I should start at yellow because I could play a few open chords.
Hmm.
Well, I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I took your advice and started at white. The Django's at the start almost felt a little bit too easy, but it wasn't so much the ability to bash out a Django chord. The white pick contains so much more. The strumming patterns, the song layouts, how to understand the structure of how songs are put together and how to play to a song sheet, to a structure, to be able to play something recognizable. It's that recognizable thing again. You know, yeah,
Mm.
yes, fairly quickly I could bash out some Django's, but again, it was just more unrecognizable noodling until you actually took it towards a song and put some time into it. Then it starts to make sense and become music.
Mm. Yeah,
Without that, it's just noodling.
absolutely. Do you remember what that first song was?
Probably King of the Road.
Yeah, nice. I
Yeah.
remember you doing that one. Yeah, great. And there's been a few since. So we
Yeah,
went through white
yeah.
pick level. We got playing some songs. We added some chords to your repertoire, but you had chords. We developed your rhythm. We put them together to get complete songs together.
I took the decision with some advice from yourself to actually try and learn to sing at the same time, which again was a huge leap forward for me. Being able to sing and play for me is absolutely massive.
When you first started learning and we first started
Yeah.
working together, the idea of singing and playing, how did that sit with you at the time? Was that just something you thought about?
The singing and playing was, um, let's say, seemed a very, very high mountain to climb because for various reasons, through upbringing and various things, I've never really considered myself musical, if that's the right term. I've never considered myself to have the ability to sing or sing a recognizable tune. You know, I think we jokingly said it before, I was the kid at the back of the class given the triangle and told not to sing.
Is that
And
true?
it's true. It's very true. Very true. I distinctly remember, I think it was a 10 or 11 when you move up to big school, let's call it, and they stream. I don't know if they do it anymore, but then they used to stream children into the bottom class and the high class to do it for maths and all the other things.
Mhm.
And in music, we all went to the into the hall, and there was a teacher with a xylophone, and the teacher went bing, 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 and you were asked to recognise the notes that they were playing, and you were asked to sing to a particular note. And this, and at 11, I was probably getting to the point where my voice was starting to sound break a bit, and this teacher went bing and played an A or wherever it was, and I went ooh, you know, back of the class, you know, and that was it. And I was then streamed into the thick kid, non-musical kid, kid
Mm.
that couldn't sing a note. That's the avenue you went down. You know, percussion. I think where we all ended up. You know, with a, you know,
Totally. I was the clave, or as I thought they were called, the claves at the time.
yeah,
Have
yeah. I
these,
remember that. Yeah,
don't do
remember
music,
that. Yeah,
have the sticks.
remember that. Yeah,
Mm. Yeah,
and
blimey.
and from that point, I've never really ever sang in public ever. I've sung to myself. I've sung, you know, singing in the bath, singing in the car, singing the wherever, but never ever really sang for others to hear.
You kept it to yourself.
Yeah.
And
So,
now,
and now
what's going on?
I'm learning to sing. I've the guitar wise in Yellow Pig, I've probably done five, maybe six songs, but that I could either rush into another 6 or 12 songs with Yellow Pig because Yellow Pig songs at the moment with let's say with an E and A and a D in it or relatively simple open chords, I can now pick up fairly quickly
Mm.
because of the groundwork of white pick strumming patterns. I can pick up a yellow pick simple chorded song, let's call it, in a couple of days. Not difficult, which is great. Great. It's a huge step forward from where I was, but I'm now trying to put some effort into being able to sing to it because to me, being able to play the guitar, you either need a singer. I keep asking my missus if she wants to sing along with me, and I just get politely rebuffed. Is probably the polite way to put it, you know. Or I learn to sing myself, and I'm now trying to, with your help, learn to sing.
You're doing it. You're absolutely you're singing complete and playing complete songs, like a number of them. You did like it's I really admire what you've done
Okay.
to step into the challenge of that, having that experience as a kid, having not singing in front of people, to give it a go, to trust me as well. I really appreciate that, and to step into it and try it, and you're doing it. Like, how many songs are you singing and playing now?
It's probably only three.
Okay.
I've got three that keep going round. I'm trying to park Mad World. Mad
Mm,
World was Mad World was a, let's say, a stepping stone and a great learning tool to be able to get into that process. I get in a little voice in the background, sing something else.
yeah, let's move that one on. That was an important stepping
Yeah,
stone,
an
especially
important
with
stepping
the
stone.
with the I think when you first sang Mad World, you technically did it. You were
Yeah,
singing, you were playing, you had the coordination and your timing, but you had reservations about the way it sounded. I think you described it as kind of flat.
yeah, flat, boring, call it what you want. And
Okay.
again, that probably goes back to the idea of considering myself to be a non-singer and not letting it out. If you consider yourself to be a non-singer, we've all done the thing at the back of the church where you sit with a songbook and you go because you don't really want the rest of the world to hear you singing
Yeah,
because you think if I sing out, it will sound terrible. So you do that quiet little sort of polite singing that all those English people do because you don't really want anybody to hear you singing.
yeah.
And
Somewhere there's a little kid who thinks it's not safe
yeah,
if you let it
yeah,
out. Someone's going to
yeah,
pick you up on it and embarrass you.
yeah, yeah. Somebody's going to send you to the back of the class and go back and get the triangle, and and you've got to overcome that somehow. And I think I'm now starting to put that little kid in a closet and try and overcome it a little bit
Yeah,
with
you
your help.
are. You are. I'm supposed to let you speak, but I have to tell this story. Um, it was less than a week ago that you did a version of Leaving on a Jet Plane,
Yeah,
and you were feeling it was challenging to play and sing it at the same time. We were breaking down the strumming into stages, and I think
yeah,
the question was like, should I park it? Is it
yeah,
too much for right now? Um, and I gave you a little bit of guidance. I didn't really do a lot. And you came back like 2 days later with this fully formed version of the song, singing and playing, super musical, all like just it like I don't know, it had, you'd shifted what you were doing.
yeah. It was
It was great.
felt great, felt absolutely marvelous, and you triggered that. You maybe don't know it, but you triggered that. You gave me a couple of little pointers on how to break it down because one to me one of the learning tools that you're giving us is the ability to break down the challenge. And you gave me some pointers on how to do that with the leaving on a jet plane, which I took on board and I spent some time doing. But you also said to me, what happens if you jump in and do it? And although I probably gave you at the time a non-committal answer that if I do it's rubbish, I actually shut myself away and did it. I shut the world away for a couple of hours and jumped in. And I jumped in on the first line, and okay, I wasn't too bad. So I jumped in and did a bit more, and jumped in and did a bit more. And after quite a few failures, it actually started to come together, and which was the result of what you saw that I posted.
Yeah,
Literally jumped in the water and just kept doing it and doing it and doing it till it felt good.
great. It was magic. It was different, like showing up. Yeah, it was like different person. One of them was like you were thinking through it. You got it in your head. You're like thinking through what you're doing and stuff. And the other one was like you're just playing it.
Yeah, yeah. And using your advice, I just jumped in and let it go. It made a huge difference. So
Yeah.
thank you for that.
No, you're welcome. Thank you. Fantastic. There's a point when you're ready for that stuff and you're
Yeah,
clearly ready for it. You've got the mechanics, you've got the technique, you've got the skills, you've
yeah,
developed a ton of coordination that you're going to be able to lean into throughout a variety of songs that you pick up and play and sing and never have to listen to Mad World again.
I think my wife would be very pleased at that.
Yeah. I mean, of course, it doesn't have to be Mad World.
Yeah.
It could be any song,
It
and
could,
it's
it
the
could have been,
level
it could have
that's
been any, it
great.
could have been anything. If I'd have any chosen song at the start would have been similarly repetitive, simply because you just have to get through that stage, don't
Yeah. And you've got it. I mean, we can distribute it through multiple songs as a learning curve, but what you've done is you just took a massive leap with the one song, and now that that's never to be listened to again. But you've got what you need.
you? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. I'm so pleased, Martin. You're doing so well. How many songs you were playing and singing? About three of them
Yeah.
now. Fantastic. How many songs would you say it's in total that you're playing on the guitar and things?
Um, 14, maybe 15.
Lovely.
Some of them I've done at white and yellow.
Okay,
So, if if you count some of those as two, then you might get 20.
lovely. That's really great. And you mentioned earlier in your life time and energy to pick something like the guitar up. So what does that look like now? 14 songs, let's say, singing and playing. You've learned to do that with three of them. It's gonna be much more doable from here on out as well. How much time do you spend with the guitar in a week?
Um, on average, let's say 4 hours
A week.
a week, on
Is
average.
that every day?
But I pick it up most days. Most days I try and do twice a day.
Nice.
And one of the beauties of the process is when I get to that stage of picking up a song and go, it's got one of them in it. I can go back into the process, and with the process, be able to learn and master the chord that I couldn't play that was previously a barrier. It's one thing having a picture, it's another thing having somebody like yourself to be able to say, okay, this is how you achieve it.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. The personal guidance, like everyone's hands are a little bit different. Everyone's guitars are a little bit different.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. Really cool. So something like on average, I don't know, you said 4 hours a week,
Yeah.
picking it up most days, maybe 30 minutes a day, something like that, broke into two practices, over a year, 14 songs, going from some idiot telling you can't sing to singing and playing to
Yeah.
three songs all the way. This
It's huge.
great. Yeah, it's really huge. Yeah, superb. You're doing fantastic, Martin.
Okay.
Where? What are you excited about now? Where are you? Where do you want to take your guitar playing? What's sort of next in your eyes?
Um, I've always said my, let's say, my vision for my guitar playing is to be able to play and entertain others with a repertoire of songs. I don't mean I don't mean go and do an open mic. I don't mean go on the stage. I just mean being able to be the campfire dude, if that's the right phrase. That we take the caravan away a lot. We go away with friends quite a lot, and you sit around on an evening with a bottle of lager and chatting and whatever. And if I did that up till now, if I got the guitar out, there'd be oh God, he's got the guitar out again. I actually want to be able to be the person to say, hey, Martin, get your guitar out, give us a tune.
Great. Yeah, let's do it.
Even if it's only a dozen standards. I would be a happy man.
Yeah, lovely. Well, you know,
That makes sense.
you choose the songs you wanna play for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, great. And on that note, thanks for getting me into Uriah Heep as well.
Oh yeah, that's um, if you want a song to add to the list, The Wizard,
The Wizard. I'll check it out. I just spent the weekend dressed
The
as a
Wizard,
wizard for
The
Halloween, so
Wizard.
it's appropriate.
Oh, okay, okay, perfect Halloween song, The Wizard.
Very nice. Cool. That's fantastic. Last up, really,
Well,
what advice would you give to somebody who was where you were a year ago?
I think my advice to anybody would be jump in and do it. The tools are there to be able to do it with your help, with the song sheets, and the number of songs is incredible, and the let's say the support of the community is again huge in relation to removing the barrier and shutting up the little nagging kid in the back that says you can't do this. We've all gone through life for whatever reason with the guitar in a position where the voice in the back of the head, the kid sitting on your shoulder, the family member, the teacher, call it who you want. Most of us have come to this point in life not being able to play the guitar because we've listened to this other person. And as a individual, if there's just you doing it and all the other voices are saying, give it up, you're rubbish, you give it up. But with the process, with the community, there's now a dozen, 20 voices actually saying, actually, Martin, keep going. You can do this. And I'm
Yeah,
loving it.
superb. Well, thanks very much.
No problem.
Good to talk, and I'm looking forward to where we go from here on
Yeah,
out.
yeah. The,
Cool.
I've got, looking through the songs, I've got one song that will be, let's say, my absolute utmost song. The pivot of my career, or the pinnacle of my career, is when I can play Wish You Were Here.
Ah, there we go then. Yeah,
Yeah,
great. I know what we're
yeah.
doing.
I looked at it and thought, no, not yet. I've actually looked at it and thought, not yet.
You're
But,
not that far. You're not that
but
far. We want to add the F into what you're doing at yellow pick level.
mhm,
Get it clean, of course. Get using it within the context of some songs,
yeah,
and then you're more or less ready to draw a line under yellow and be an orange
okay,
in many ways. You've got you've got your E, your A, your D, you've got your G, you've got some you're playing a C.
yeah,
That's the other one. And then we're in orange. There's some stuff we want to consolidate for that, but that would be one of the songs we did at orange, not song number one, but
Yeah.
within the first probably 5 songs. Like, yeah, let's do it. Wish you were here. Great. I can see the journey. I can see where we're going. Yeah, that's exciting.
Okay. As an aging rocker, I was always drawn to the melodic songs that most of these rock bands had. So the acoustic melodic song was always the one that I, let's say, was drawn to and played on repeat. So, you know, Uriah Heep, the Wizard, Pink Floyd, You Were Here, Rush, The Trees, which is an amazing song. All those melodic type songs that burst into a rock song were the ones that I always had on the repeat.
I'm with you. Yeah, great. Great. Yeah, let's do it then. Okie dokie.
Brilliant.
Well, thanks, Martin. It's been really good.
No problem. Sorry if I talk too much, I always do. On my bags I'm packed and I'm ready to go. Standing here outside your door, made to wake you up to say goodbye. But the dawn is breaking and it's early now. Taxi's waiting and he's blowing his horn. Ready, I'm so lonesome I could cry. So kiss me and smile for me. Tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me like you'll never let me go. 'Cause I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. Oh, babe, I have to go. So many times I've let you down. So many times I've played around. Tell you now that they don't mean a thing. Every place I go I'll think of you. This song I sing I'll sing for you. I come back I'll bring your wedding ring. So kiss me and smile for me. Tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me like you'll never let me go. 'Cause I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. Oh, babe, I have to go. Fun has come to leave. One more time, let me kiss you. Close your eyes and I'll be on my way. Dream about the days to come. I won't have to leave alone. About the times I won't have to say. So kiss me and smile for me. Tell me that you'll wait for me. Hold me like you'll never let me go. 'Cause I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. Oh, babe, I hate to go. Thank you.